Gamer Dan.
So,
Oh man, I'm very pleased to have you again. Depending on when or the order I upload the videos I have in the backlog that we've been recording, uh, this this would
you got to
be
put them out at some point.
yeah, God Almighty. So I just really audience out there, thank you very much. I'm glad that the view count is climbing up. But I was just chatting with Gamer Dan. Originally, when I set up this fix thing with Dan, I really was hoping to actually game with people, get on Steam and
Hmm.
so on, and just have something of a gaming bonanza. But uh, yeah, it's been a my God, it's been a bit of a tough one, just juggling schedule obligations and so on. But I on one hand, I'm aware that there are excuses I'm making. I just want to make the best choice. I'm just kind of procrastinating a bit, thinking what's the best path to go down. But
To procrastinate is to err. To err is human.
yeah, mate. You have a very optimistic outlook that kind of keeps me going. So I thank you very much, and I'm
Glass
sure
is half, the glass is half full.
yes, that. Oh, yeah. I'm glad that your filter didn't cut that out. There you go. It works. All right. Now, I guess we should jump on this Nintendo Switch 2 topic and have a discussion about it. And like you're saying, we can have a little talk about Nintendo's blunders and hit and misses in the past and so on, and speculate about the future. But what's this you shared with me here? Game Dan, tell us what we're looking at.
Okay, so I have been salivating, like
Mm,
literally excited about these rumors. Not long ago, there was a leak by Microsoft that they were working with Nintendo on their Switch 2 project.
mm,
And and they stepped that back immediately and went, "Oh no, 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 no! It's a mistake. It was said in error." Now there's a Chinese manufacturer that traditionally has worked with Nintendo to make their products. They make the components of consoles, and they dropped hints that there's going to be a Switch 2. The next Switch 2 is coming, and it's in going to be soon in manufacturing. So at which point it's gone past prototype. This is a thing. We are in a thing. And that's what's me so excited, because it's not a case of, oh, they're working on it. Well, I figured they were working on it ever since the Switch came out. Most companies release their product and then immediately get working on the next one because they take time.
yeah.
Get feedback from the product, what works, what doesn't. The fucking Joy-Con drift.
Oh
Fucking
my
take.
God, I'm surprised Nintendo didn't get sued into oblivion over that. But
Well, they fought it well, and
good
Nintendo's a very
lawyers.
litigious. Yeah, they've got very very good lawyers. Sadly, they're a very litigious company. So
Yeah.
not good. But they have been working on it. But no, apparently this is going on. It flies in the face of my earlier predictions on this channel. Earlier, I made predictions, and apparently they're bunk. They're boob. It's all gone down the toilet. But you know what? If I'm wrong, it means we get the Switch 2 faster. So I can live with that.
Yeah, it's quite a consolation, eh? But I gotta
Yeah, it
say,
is.
yeah,
It is.
yeah, but
But let's take a look at the
yeah, the
article. This is
article,
just
yeah.
one of many articles.
All
This is the
right.
Metro, and if you don't not in the know, is a British newspaper, a fairly reputable one, but kind of a cheap newspaper.
Mm,
Um, yeah,
let's,
Matt
let's,
knows.
yeah, my gosh, like going on the train and just people just pushing this thing in your face.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've never found a Metro from a traditional location. I've always just found them lying around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, anecdotes I can tell you. But so let's see this title.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch
So
2 out in early 2024 hints another Chinese manufacturer. Okay, I'm skeptical, but let's uh let's have a read. See. All right, sorry, this is just a fake, but the real thing may be out soon as you
yeah,
think. Okay, let me look at this little idea. Something making the Joy-Con slide. I'm convinced that whatever comes out is going to be different from what we expect. I'm just convinced. But who knows? I mean, the Wii U thing, it was. All right, let's keep going. So let me just read this. Now, a second
just read it
component.
and then put a pin
Yeah,
in that.
yeah. So let me see. A second component manufacturer. I'll slow down at the same time as speeding. No, as reading swiftly. Now, a second component manufacturer claims to be working on a new Japanese console that is set to launch next spring. All right, if there's one thing Nintendo hates more than pirates and modders, it's leaks. And right about now, they must be furious with both Microsoft and two of China's biggest component, sorry, and two of China's biggest component manufacturers. During their court battle earlier in the month, Microsoft made reference to a new in-development Switch model, while only days before Chinese company Hozeng Industries straight up said they were making parts for a new Nintendo console due out before April next year. All right. All right. They quickly redacted that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the red flag. That's
Mhm.
the big red flag. It's, oh, we're making a new Nintendo. Oh, I mean, no.
All right. Let's keep it going. Redacted that to make let me get my reading glasses on. Sorry, people. So I'm slowing down so much. Okay, they quickly redacted that to make only vague references to their revenues getting a major boost in the second quarter of next year. But now SoC system on a chip manufacturer Pixart has revealed that they're providing components for a new Japanese console due early next year. They're sensible enough not to mention Nintendo by name, but they state the company in question hasn't launched a new system in years. So unless Sega is finally gearing up for the Dreamcast 2, God willing,
Oh, we
no,
can only dream.
yeah, they can only be talking about Nintendo. To make it even more obvious, Pixar has already provided components for the current Switch Joy-Cons, as well as for Wii U and Wii. So Nintendo clearly considers them a trusted partner. Not anymore. So as,
Mm.
as a cherry on top, in many terms of believability. The information comes via Chinese website Money DJ, which accurately leaked the information of the Switch a year before it was announced. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see now. Now, if you assume that a spring release is what Nintendo is aiming for, the Switch came out in early March, so they clearly don't mind launching new consoles then. And so the next question is when it will be officially announced.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the bit where I disagree with the article because there is a lot of arguments for, against, up, down, left, right, every which way you can think about what Nintendo's business strategy is going to be. Because obviously they need to build hype for this console. They're not going to shadow drop a console. This is too big. They
Mhm.
need to build hype. They need to let people know that this is going to be a large investment. And as we know in the current political and social climate, a lot of people don't have the money. You know,
That's a
it's
good
it's like when Half Life
mm,
is a staple, a pillar in the video gaming, PC gaming, video game market.
mm.
Valve's games were groundbreaking. The first, fantastic. The second one, a absolute legend of a game. But people have been joking, memeing about Half Life 3 for a couple of decades, for at least a decade, you know. And there isn't a gamer who engages with the environment, with the climate, that hasn't seen a Half Life 3 meme reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Valve eventually did drop a game, technically a prequel, but arguably in the vein of Fallout 3. Alexa, but it was a virtual reality game. You needed
Oh,
a
didn't know that
headset
one.
and the controllers, but they dropped it right in the middle of a pandemic, when no one's working, when no one has any money. So why? So even though reviewers,
Mm,
critics played it and said, you know what, this is really, really well done. It's a smart evolution of the early VR games. It works well. It's immersive, and it leads into the lore and the story of Half-Life. This is the game people have been wanting. No one could
mm.
afford it.
I
So I
I actually
am,
didn't. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
yeah, I'm concerned about how this is going to play out. They're probably talking about producing or beginning production of these consoles,
Mhm.
but Nintendo's smart enough to know that there's going to be a massive demand. We don't want a PlayStation 5 situation where they produce five of them and they're like, oh, we didn't know everyone would want one.
It's you're killing me, man. But yes, I
Yeah.
actually didn't experience that Half-Life game.
Mm.
Right. That's why I was kind of wondering what you're mentioning, and then of course, it's because it's so
It came out a
expensive.
couple of
I
years
didn't
ago. It's
actually
quite good.
consider it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I, of course, yeah. I kept away from. I've been playing emulator games for quite a while now because of the money situation. My gosh, when I say the money situation, I mean the money situation. Yes, it's
Yeah,
economical.
everyone's in that situation, buddy. Everyone's in that situation. But
uh,
it's funny you mention that because in the future, I'd like to have a chat with you, kind of talk about the current state of PC gaming because PC gaming is leaning into this handheld thing, and emulation is how I got interested in this environment.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of it spells danger for it would spell danger for Nintendo because it's like they're closing in now that the Switch has proven such a successful business model. The PC gaming game the developers have to think, is it worth trying our hands? Exactly. Look at the Steam now. So exactly now it's gonna now it's gonna say, hey, like, it's like Nintendo's
I mean,
proof of concept. Let's do it now. They can put all their serious attention on it. Now Nintendo's got to deal with the PC gaming market. Uh,
yeah, I
as
guess
well.
it's a genuine rival now. It used to be
Mm,
PC gaming and video gaming with their own platforms, their own
mm.
continents. There was trade, of course. They traded IP, they traded games. There was a lot of amicable interactions, but never the twain shall meet.
Mm,
They perform differently.
yeah,
Well, now
we're in trouble.
PC gaming's in your
Yeah.
hand, and it's not
Ah,
just Steam. There is a whole bevy of companies releasing really well-crafted products, and it
oh my God.
started through emulation. These
Yeah.
handheld one PCs were supposed to be emulation babies,
Yeah.
little devices to emulate with, but they got so strong. People were like, "Could I just play PC games with it?"
Yeah. And this is it. I mean, you know what? I think again, like with the AI discussion we were having before, one thing I didn't get to throw in there, and you just jogged my memory when you mentioned the litigious nature of Nintendo and how people say they don't play when it comes to the lawyer and the IPs. I think the one thing that
Mm.
can preserve the game, a bit like how Nintendo's revered for saving the gaming industry from the crash. It was partially due to that the how they don't play when it comes to the IPs. So when it comes to people even trying to do fan fan games of what they or fan projects based on their IP, they say, "Hey, no." We said no. When you get people showing up and saying, when you get companies like Nintendo saying, "You are not going to infringe on our copyright right here,
Mm.
or infringe on our IPs," that's when you stop all these clones. I mean, of course, you can have the Street Fighter Rainbow Edition situation actually making the company realize, oh, we should actually pay attention to these modders and so on. That's one thing. But when you at least say this is the official Nintendo console, you could make an emulator version all you want, but this is the official Nintendo console. You create value when Nintendo needs their lawyers to actually defend and define what the brand is. Otherwise, you'll wind up with a Windows versus Mac situation. When it comes to Macs, much as I prefer Windows for being easier in some respects, Macs, everything about the Mac is built in the Mac. You can't, I mean, to even break a Mac apart is very difficult compared to a Windows. Windows computers are PCs are built from so many different parts. At
Mm.
Macs, they own
Plug and
so much
play.
of, yeah, exactly. But Macs because they own all the stuff that goes into their stuff. They can make a lot more of the profit back. So Nintendo are quite similar to Apple in that regard. And so even when you have a Steam, well, of course, we're going to say. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you here. A lot of my games on my DS are pirated. I was going to say the word right here, people. I myself, I don't care. Call the police. Anyway,
Red
but
flag, red flag.
yeah, I'm just going to be honest with you, people. And yeah, or at least, I'm all into that. But I will still buy the Nintendo thing. That's what I'm trying to
Oh
say.
yeah,
It's because
absolutely.
I respect a company that takes itself seriously like that, and when you're dealing with the real thing, it's not just a case of supporting the company, which is nice, but it's fun. It's a there's a they've successfully created this world where when you follow the official copy of what they do or something, it feels a bit more valid or legitimate. I can't even put my finger on it. It's
I
yeah.
legitimate and genuine are terms that work really well with Nintendo because they feel like they care about what they do. They've presented themselves as like doing that. They work really hard to make sure their IP is well crafted, well loved. They sandblast any imperfections off a Mario game before they even begin to release it, which
Mm,
is circling back is why that I am concerned about all these announcements that the new the new Switch
mm,
is going to drop early next year. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen the hype. We haven't seen them make these calls. And
Mm.
it's just bad business practice from a company that is well known for protecting their IP, making careful, logical, smart, long-term decisions. They'll take the cut now if it helps them long term. Look at how badly the Wii U did. The company suffered. They made the cuts. They made the right choices, but they protected their own. They protected
Mm.
their developers, protected their producers, and eventually they swung around and made better decisions with the Switch, and
That's
that
it.
worked so much better. So I don't see them dropping a new Switch, the new
Just out the
Switch.
blue,
I don't.
that
It's
haven't been
this.
vetted and so on.
No, it
Yeah.
hasn't. Maybe these announcements are talking about the last phase of production, the last phase of kind of producing the first prototype. They're on the final tail. They've got a product that they like. They're working on it, but it's not going to be for the mass public. But the
Yeah.
but the announcement of a Switch 2 is going to boost sales. It's like when
Yeah.
the attention around a company is enough to drive up their stocks.
Mm. Yeah.
So when these companies are saying, "Oh, we're looking for a better revenue stream," well, it might be just because of association. If you're going to be making their product and they announce it, that's a big boon for you. That's not necessarily the product coming out, but it is the announcement of
Yeah.
the product.
You've said you.
That's
Yeah.
that's
You,
how I think. I think that early next year, I'm thinking March, between March and June, we're gonna get a Nintendo Direct. We're gonna have E3. When's E3 again? Oh, well, E3 will get more, but there'll be a
mm.
Nintendo Direct, and it'll be, hey, it's here. We have the new console. It'll be next year.
Yeah. You know what? You touched on something very, very significant there. That briefly when you said the word stocks. Everybody remember, Nintendo is a publicly traded company. Therefore, you're dealing with. This is why I was so skeptical about this. Or I
Yeah.
have
Let me put
trepidation
on my
about this.
skepticals.
Yeah, me too. Where did I put them? There they are. There you go. All right. So, good old skeptical spectacles. And there you go. Because of that, you got to bear in mind that this companies like this are going to say things that they're going to do things that wind up or mislead the media sometimes, just or people just to take advantage of their valuation and so on. And because again,
Sad
because
but
they're
true.
public,
Sad
yeah,
but true.
yeah, because they're publicly traded, they're going to well, I gotta say the good thing about it is that Nintendo are therefore going to be uh very well. You can rely on them on doing things that will benefit their shareholders just in case they get sued. So
Yeah.
but as it goes. But then there's another thing we could put on the table. This could be true, but Nintendo could very well pull the rug under the feet of whoever they're dealing with right now, like they did with the Sony with the original PlayStation. They could say,
That's true.
and I, but,
They hired him to build a console. Then
mm,
went, we're gonna stick with physical media instead of discs.
yeah,
Why?
exactly. Yeah, so you'll get yours, Nintendo. Sony was saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, you learn from your mistakes. If you
Yeah.
create a revolutionary new technology, use it.
Exactly. So my man. In fact, oh dear, where did I stop in this article? Was I on the if you
Near the
assume?
end, near the end. I think, yeah, the article is basically just saying that, hey, Microsoft leaked that there's going to be a new Switch. They're working with Nintendo on IP, on games. Two different companies have both said, hey, there's going to be a new Switch because we produce the stuff, the microchips and the tech that make consoles. And one of them has some clout because they've been working with Nintendo for a while on current and last two generation tech.
Hmm.
So this is a trusted provider. This is a company that produces material that they use to make our toys. And they're saying, hey, there's a new toy coming out. Now, all of them have immediately redacted it. They announced it, or it came out in private or in quiet. And it wasn't like they did a press conference and went, oops. No, it was, it might have been a misstep. But these are big companies with a lot of clout, a lot of experience, and whole PR teams as well as legal teams to go over stuff like this.
Hmm.
Leaks like this don't tend to happen. It tends to be someone on the inside dropping hints. We get, we get whistleblowers. We don't get companies dropping this information unless, as you so quite as eloquently put, it's going to boost the stocks. And I think this feels like breadcrumbs leading to the announcement, as opposed to the reveal of the console, as
Yeah,
opposed to actually getting it in stores. It's too
yeah.
soon for that. It's it. We need the baby announcement before we have we need the
Mm.
baby. We need to announce the baby before we have the baby shower, before she gives birth.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. The second Nintendo Direct is not even out yet, for the year. So I don't think they want to start dialing down the Wii U, sorry, the Switch sales as of yet. Unless maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm just doing a quick check because I think we've had two so far, but we're waiting on a third. I
Oh,
know
sorry, the
that there'll
next
be
one. Not this.
yeah, although there'll be one soon enough. But I do think that there's a Pokemon Direct, a Pokemon Presents
Oh
coming
yeah, we're gonna
soon.
check it out. Definitely.
That
Professor Suzuka should
I
be with
am
us for that one.
I'm excited for, because I'd like to see more about this DLC. I
Hmm.
really enjoyed Scarlet and Sapphire. I think it's smart, but I heard, and this is we'll talk about more on with the Pokemon video. But I heard that they're going to bring back the Pokemon Legends.
Zapdos?
Pokemon Legends Arceus. No, different region. It's going to be black and white,
Oh,
like the Unova region. They're going to do the thing. I've heard that inside trading, inside rumors say they're going to use, because of the how popular the Legend game was, and like that mechanic.
hmm.
What they're going to start doing is, when they remake older games, like we had, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Brilliant Diamond, Sparkling Sapphire. Instead of doing it like that, they're just going to do a Legends game. The Legend games will be the format for the remakes of the classics, meaning that
Oh,
they'll try new things with the main line, and they'll stick with the Arceus style with the classics, meaning that there's a reason to go back to them. Because I've got to say, the last remakes weren't great.
my gosh, mate. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Yes, of course. Oh, game done. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to pop off at a bit earlier than I planned. Or, if you don't mind, can you hold on while I pause just for a few minutes?
Oh, you most like you absolutely can. Oh,
Be
it
right
looks
back.
like
Hold
the
on.
next Nintendo Direct is in a couple of days,
So, oh my God, hold on. Be pause.
like
I'll be right
next
back.
week.
I'll be 2 minutes. One sec. Be right back.
See you soon. Oh wait, he's literally just gone. Oh, hey, I'm on stage. Da, 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 da. Damn it! I should have told him not to stop sharing. Um, something to say. Something to say. I don't know how these videos are going to be received. I'm curious as to whether we should lean more into a wider pool. We talk a lot about Nintendo games, but I don't want to pigeonhole us. I want to talk a bit more about PlayStation. Not an Xbox fan. Haven't been since 360. Bloody Red Ring of Death. But they are a player. They've got the money to afford to. But there's a whole mess of games out there that aren't digital. Digital is just the fun ones. But board games, card games. For those of you at home, as you might have gleaned, both of us are teachers in Japan. It's a really, really good gig. So much fun. But I play a lot of different card games and board games with my students, and it's surprising which games are well received. Maybe this is a topic for the future. What's popular in board games? Which styles of games or what themes presented through games are respond do different cultures respond to? If you're traveling the world, do you bring a deck of cards or maybe some zombie dice? Something to think of. And while I'm talking, I'm just kind of Man, no matter how the Switch 2 comes out, or when, or in what form, as long as it's backwards compatible, I'm happy. I've spent a lot of money on a lot of games. My backlog for the Nintendo is big enough, but it's got to be backwards compatible. People invested too much time and energy in their Switch for it not to be. It's like when PlayStation 2 came out, being backwards compatible with the PlayStation was just a priority. And then they stopped doing it, and later generations. I know it makes good business sense. It forces you to have multiple consoles, but man, I hope Switch 2 is backwards compatible.
Hey, Dan.
Hey!
Sorry, mate. You on the phone?
Nope, nope.
Oh, cool. All right. Sorry, I just had to pause that. I had to just quickly put out a fire, if you will. Everything's all
Oh,
good.
it was paused?
Oh, yes, it was paused.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was going to
Were
say,
you...
because I was talking to the audience the entire time.
Oh no! Oh, dude, that would have been great to leave
Sorry.
on. All right, one moment. Next time, I'll let you know. Three, two, one. Oh, one moment. Pause share. Oh wait, hold on. I think it wasn't paused. It wasn't
Ah!
paused. That was great. It was on.
Yeah, I said I saw the recording. He didn't say like, "Oh, stop recording." Right?
Ah,
Do you want to
yeah,
put the
I paused the share. That's what I did. Well, as it goes, that's good. We got the extra commentary right there. Thank you so much for keeping the audience. Uh,
It's just brain ramblings. It's just like unzipping my head and pouring stuff out. No worries.
Fantastic. All right. Well, so
Right,
yeah.
drop the shared screen and let's
Okay.
have a
Let's just
chat.
finish up. Okay. So there you have it. So I guess we have to wrap up at this point as it goes. But last few points. Yeah. What was I going to say just right now? Oh, this like I was going to say at some point something to do with um, AI being held at bay with lawyers. I mean, Nintendo's lawyers. What I mean by that is it sounds like a headline, but or an attempt at a headline. In the name of even when you have all the best variations on Mario, Nintendo would turn around and say that's not our official copy, and
Mm.
therefore what they say goes. And but at the same time, they're a company that that they feel like a real company. That is to say, they'll stand for what they stand for, but they'll still take feedback and say, all right, if to modify
They
going forward.
did.
Ah,
They did. I This is the Switch and the Switch 2 are the first devices with a new CFO. We've got a new boss. You know, Reggie Fils-Aimé is out for Nintendo of America. Reggie's out, and we've got Gary Bowser. We've got a guy whose name is actually Bowser in charge of Nintendo. You know, like truth is stranger than fiction.
yes.
But you know, he's bright, he's smart. His past efforts have been very promising, and it's an exciting time for Nintendo. But it does look like the company is slowly pivoting away from the old ways of doing things, the classics. That this kind of, hey, we're not looking to build our brand so much as produce the best quality and have people come to us.
Mm.
Nintendo's been last couple of years have been pushing to kind of do a lot of mainstream gaming practices. We're seeing a lot of DLCs. We're seeing a lot of subscription models and
Yeah.
mobile gaming.
Mm.
I wonder if Nintendo is coasting on their their appearance as the good guy, just as CD Projekt Red did with after Witcher 3, and then
Mm.
they released Cyberpunk. And well, yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of they wasted all that goodwill.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is that we can still, well, consumers can still uh, also hold them at ransom with our dollars, as they say. It's a
That's
bit
true.
like
That's true.
they've
And
got some.
Nintendo,
Mm.
has been making a lot of smart calls. The games they're producing, very good, and they're getting a lot of third parties onto the system, which has always been Nintendo's kind of weak spot. They've always produced their own stuff, great, but no one wanted to make games for the Wii U and the Wii. If it
Mhm.
wasn't, first party, there's not a lot of stuff that came on. There was some,
Yeah.
but
This is it. This is it. Oh, Dan, I guess
so
in closing, the last thing to ask would be, oh, first of all, when is the direct? We should do a live stream this week, if maybe.
it's the second next month.
So that's today is the 30th, right? 31 days. So
It is Sunday. Oh my
next.
god! It is a week today. A week.
Oh, are
Sorry,
you
no,
sure?
it is Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday last time we did it also. Okay, I think I
Yeah,
should have Wednesday available. All right, let's do it. I mean, if you don't mind, let's see if we can do another live stream.
depends on the time. I
Uh,
say because
oh yeah,
I
you're
might be
busy
able to
these
join.
days.
I'm a busy beaver these days.
Yeah.
But if we
If
can, I'd love to be there.
Yeah, if we can. Oh boy, whatever it takes, boy, I've got to get the word out. But like you say, it may come back to coming back to our roots, actually, gaming with others and so on. But all right, we'll take that one step at a time. Finally, any thoughts on what you think the actual console would be?
I think this hybrid design of gaming on the go has been so successful, they're never going to go back. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild. It was
Mm,
so successful that all subsequent Zelda games are going to be open world. That's just the way the games are going to be structured now.
mm,
And I think that because Nintendo has had these two parallel but both successful tracks of home console and portable gaming. I mean, the Game Boy crushed everything in its path. No one came close to the Game Boy success.
mm.
I marrying the two in the Switch was just it feels like
Mm.
a natural progression, but whoever came up with the idea, give that guy a goldfish or a
Yes.
raise.
I'll take the race. I
I
mean,
think this is the way it's going to go. From now on, Nintendo consoles are going to be hybrid devices. They're going to be
yeah.
portable plus home console. To
Mm.
what degree? Maybe one generation will be more home console with limited portability, and others won't be highly portable. But honestly, I think it's just a limitation of the technology. No
I
one's cracked a better battery.
Yeah, you know what?
Until you do that, all this
Mm.
portable gaming is just temporary because you're going to plug
Yeah.
it back in eventually.
You know what? I think my mind's going back to our at the company we work at. My mind's going back to education. I'm thinking a bit. My mind just had a brainwave of Labo for a second. What if the next console
Hmm.
teaches you how to build your own console?
A
Like
kind of
imagine,
modular design.
yeah. So imagine you can take an actual, I don't know, a piece of a Game Boy and stick it on I don't know, or take a piece of a Game Boy, stick it on something else, or on a.
Well, it's not uncommon. There have been high-end controllers that are modular. It basically gives you 6 to 8 different attachments, and then you swap out what attachments you want in the console, in the controller, at any particular time. I'm playing racing games, so I'm going to have more sticks.
I
I'm
think
playing
that may
fighting
be
games,
it.
more buttons.
Yeah, you know why?
That
Because I think that's one thing AI can't do yet. It's produce physical stuff. I keep saying AI. The
yeah.
reason I'm just throwing that out there is just for the algorithm. But
It leans into the toy maker
yeah, that's what
history
I'm
of
thinking.
Nintendo, but I'm concerned that if they do release a console that requires a whole bunch of tiny little peripherals, people are going to complain that they're losing them, they're breaking them. I remember the Wii remotes
Yeah,
smashing TVs.
or smashing heads.
Yep, exactly.
As a guys,
So
Guru Life say,
just
smashing your
making, just
relatives
make,
on the back of the
yeah.
heads.
So instead of having one Wii remote, but 8 tiny Wii remotes.
Ah, you're right. Maybe fine. If not that, then
I like
something
the
of a.
idea. The idea is sound,
Hmm,
but it's putting it into an effective practice because
yeah,
Nintendo's always been, effective technology. It's
yeah.
it engages you. It's
Hmm.
easy. It's pick up. It's play. It's fun. If you can do it in a fun way, yes.
Yeah, or one device that can be like a multi-device, like a transformer. You
Mm.
know,
Play it that way, then play it that
again,
way.
it'll
That
be.
would work.
Oh man, who knows? I just feel this passion, man. Passion. That's all it is.
Mm.
I think a lot of us feel that. I just love being, seeing like the gaming contests when people are playing like Street Fighter contests or people having or Smash competitive Smash. I just love seeing like an arena full of gamers. Or even when Yu Suzuki when he's made his Shenmue 3 announcement, other people are saying, "Yeah, of course." I just love
It's not.
gamers.
It's nice, and I do appreciate the camaraderie of it. It's
Mm,
our medium, our hobby, our passion is not that old, and it's nice to see how it's grown so
yeah,
effectively, and it's no longer isolating. What was
yeah.
once sitting alone in front of a CRTV is now in an arena with hundreds of thousands of people engaging and loving what they do.
Yeah, that my God. I mean, who knows? It may. Yeah, I mean, sport will always be sport, traditional sport like
Mm.
soccer. But who knows? Who knows what the future will be? I mean, I don't want to have play football match with a robot one day. I mean, it may be fun. Who knows? But if it is, it will just be something else. It's not football.
Mm.
You dig it?
Yeah, absolutely. I can dig it.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have to wrap up here because I got to run. But that was great, mate. Let's if we can catch up on Wednesday. Let's do a live stream. People will be here for a live stream. If it happens, we'll let you know in a community post.
Mm.
And well, that's that. Oh man, gaming, man. I'm just happy we're both in Japan, man. I pray that some we make the most of it. You know, there's such potential here. You know, we want it to be a long time.
I
I
miss
imagine.
arcades. To be honestly, it was nice that they get a lot of games early, but my kanji's not good enough to play
Uh,
full MMOs. But I love the fact that they still have arcades. Like
yeah,
it's just still a thing here.
this is
I can still
yeah.
go and I can meet people and I can just play. You know, that's nice.
Lord, Lord, yeah, dude. Let's catch up on Wednesday, hopefully. And yeah, I wish you a good day today. I take it you're going out too. Also,
There I am. Right.
peace,
See you
mate.
soon, everyone.
Yeah,
Peace.
peace.